10:14. Okay.
So we'll start up before 10 p.m. You should come to the theater 10 minutes before.
10 minutes before. Okay.
We just picked up our tickets for the water puppet show. They asked us to come before the show to pick up the tickets, so here we are. We bought the tickets online on Klook.com.
I guess I should see what I paid for the first one. It wasn't the same, to be clear, actually my first one was...
Alright. We started looking around for Bánh, I think is how you pronounce it. The shops that we found online are closed for some reason. Maybe they open later. So for now we're inside getting some coffee. Had a bok siu and a traditional Vietnamese black, and it's extremely strong, but this will wake us up for the rest of the day for sure.
Ferry had the food he's been looking for, the rice noodle dish.
Bánh, maybe. Tiny stools again, per usual, and just in time because we are getting a midday massage later just across from here. So it took us a while to find it, but we found it, and I'm glad we're here now. Bánh I think is like rice roll, maybe the literal translation. But it reminds me of a favorite snack of ours from Hong Kong, which is also in Singapore. In Singapore we call it chi chang fan, but in Hong Kong it's like chang fan, so the rice noodles. We've had it before in the hotel, but we needed to try it authentically on the street on tiny stools. And I think it includes like, I see pate or something. There's a bunch of stuff, so let's give it a try. Good? I find it amazing how many kind of dishes you can make just with rice. Since we've been in Hanoi, we've had rice because of rice flour, but we literally have not had actual grains of rice. We've only had vermicelli, these rice rolls, but we have not had a rice dish, have we? So we will need to have a rice dish at some point.
So inside we had pork and mushroom, and the little square pieces we found out were pork pies, not pate.
It's small enough that we can try another one with egg this time because she asked if we're going to try it with egg. By the way, because it's so hot in Hanoi, mid-afternoon activity definitely is get a massage because it's nice and cool, and then that way afterwards you can shower off, clean off, and then enjoy the rest of the night. Alright, let's give it a try. Ooh.
So the grand total was about $2 USD. Such a good deal for a nice afternoon snack.
We've got about an hour left till the water puppet show, and we do have to show up like 15 minutes prior. Odd timing, but it's at 4:10. We're heading up towards Dongxuan Market. I believe it's like the largest indoor market in Hanoi. And if there's food, maybe there's food, but if not, I'm actually okay. Just gives us something to do. Wandering around smelling some Asian dried stuff, but it's quiet, so maybe a lot of things are closed. Definitely for locals, not for tourists, because I don't think we can carry any of this stuff back anyway. It looks like there's separate buildings because this next building is like shoes, clothing, and stuff like that. So let's check this one out. Wow. It's like shoe paradise here because, in fact, most Nike, Adidas, those brands, their shoes are actually made here in Vietnam. So I actually think the quality of these are probably pretty decent, even though the price is going to be significantly cheaper than when you go to one of those big brands. Although a lot of these I think are actual knockoffs, so, but probably the same factory to be honest. Alright, we're at the Water Puppet Show Theater now. Just got our tickets checked. We're about 15 minutes early, and there's a little bit of stuff that you can kind of wander around and see. We don't know what to expect, but apparently it's a thing to watch this. I'm excited. It'll be nice, and then by the time we're done, I bet you we're gonna be hungry.
Yeah, definitely.
That's pretty cool. It's economy class, a little tight.
So I really liked the show. It beat my expectations, like the comedic effect, the water effect, the lights, the music was beautiful.
Live, didn't expect it.
I really liked it.
It was 50 minutes long.
Which sounds like a lot for a puppet show.
It does. I mean, it got to a point where it was very relaxing and I was feeling a little bit tired, but it was cool. Even if you don't understand the language, you kind of get the gist of it.
Funny at times.
And we were like wondering how many people actually were puppeteering. And I thought it was maybe 2, 3, but at the end,
They all come out.
and it was like
10?
10 of them. But it was cool. It was a really good show. And the price was very reasonable. I think it was about $5 or $6 US. Seats were comfy. There's air conditioning. So yeah, I can't complain. But now we're hungry. So we're going to grab some pho because we have not had pho since we've been to Vietnam. And you have to have it. So we're going to grab that. And that should be just enough where we're not too full. Because after that,
We need chocolate.
yeah.
Favorite chocolate.
Thank you.
So now it's time for our dinner. Is this our dinner? I think it's dinner.
Early dinner.
Early dinner snack. We're checking out our Phở Gà place, which is chicken pho. We ordered 2 with soup, 1 with chicken breast and 1 with chicken thigh. And we also ordered an iced tea. The prices were about 50,000 per bowl. So we'll see how much it is for that good price. It was Michelin Bib Gourmand recommended last year.
And you have the option of soup or dry. I don't know, just dry just sounds dry. And chicken breast tends to be a bit dry. I think the place just opened not that long ago. They're actually chopping and prepping all the chicken back there or in the front of the restaurant. What do you think?
It's really good. And surprisingly, it seems kind of strange to be drinking hot soup when it's super hot out, but it's really good. You got a chicken?
That's pretty tender. That is delicious. I think it just hits the spot. If you love spring onion and cilantro, a lot of that flavor. And you can squeeze some lime to give it a little bit of citrus too. There's some lemongrass in it, so it's like really refreshing. I find that it's like less fatty than when you have like pho with beef, especially because beef is very fatty. I don't think it's gonna fill you up too much, so we'll definitely have stomach for some chocolate later. Oh, I like running bean. Thank you.
A Vietnamese tradition, along with going to Pizza for Peas for birthdays, is coming to Maison Marou for iced chocolate.
Each signature iced chocolate is 90,000 Vietnamese dong. Absolutely worth it. That's about like $3.50 US. You can't even get anything near this quality for that price. These cacao beans are sourced here in Vietnam, which makes it very unique. But essentially, the two founders basically capitalized on the fact that Vietnam was known for their coffee, but untapped for their cacao. And that's why Maison Marou was born. We love chocolate as much as we love coffee. Rich.
So good. You have to try it.
This is a massage chair. And I'm very scared, but I'm getting a pedicure for the first time ever. I've always been afraid of people touching my feet. I don't know, just a fear of having someone clip my nails and stuff like that. But when in Vietnam, I mean, they're the best at mani-pedis, so I'm doing a pedi, Chantal's doing a mani-pedi.
Got his first mani-pedi experience in 34 years of living. How was it, Harry?
It wasn't as bad. It actually, like, they were clipping my cuticles, whatever the heck that is, on my hands, and that I could feel it, and yeah, it wasn't the best experience. But they look good. I've never seen my nails look like this.
Yeah, they're nice and fresh. So I also got a mani-pedi, just a basic manicure pedicure, and it was 280,000 Vietnamese dong per service.
Mine was 150,000 each because I didn't do any nail polish or any of that stuff. But now that we finished, it's around 8:10, and we're gonna make our way over to Train Street because you can't really go to Hanoi without going to Train Street. Lately, they've been saying like the cops are there making sure that tourists don't go onto the tracks and everything, so they kind of block off the area. But supposedly if you like get a drink from one of the local cafes down there, or I guess they're people's homes, then you're allowed to go in. So that's what we're gonna try and do. All right, so Chantal saved a place called 28 Train Street. We weren't sure if we had to WhatsApp or anything, but a lady saw us and she waved us in. So, thank you. So we're going up, and I hope it's the right place, because this side is not where they are, it's on the other side. So I think the stores actually go through to the other end. Oh, actually it's here. This is the train. Oh dear. This is frightening.
So we managed to find our little cafe that I found quickly through Google. Really beautifully decorated, and it's kind of quieter on this side because it's only on one side of the train track, so we'll see how it goes.
Later on we'll see if we can walk down, but I think the train comes around 9. We'll ask to see if it is coming. We'll try and venture on further down, and that's I think where you'll see buildings on both sides. But hopefully we'll get the experience with the train like right up on our heads, as long as we don't lose any fingers or toes. Cheers. How is it?
It's nice and strong.
Is it strong? Heck yeah. Okay, it's about 9:08. I don't know the exact schedule, but all the dogs are like staring and sitting and facing that way. So I feel like they know what's up.
So I just got a beer after my margarita, and she just put the bottle cap on the train track. We'll see what happens.
All right, the dogs are stupid. They were facing the wrong way. It's coming from that way, not that way. Here it is. Oh my God. It's a pretty long train. Like, I wonder if there's even people in there. There's gotta be people in there. What do you think?
It's so scary. It's huge.
Where's your foot? Look at that, look at that.
There's people in it.
Yeah, there should be. Let's look at the tiger. You ready? Flattened souvenir. Here you go. We've now experienced Train Street, sitting at a cafe with the train coming by. Next time, we gotta do the same thing, but we gotta be on that train. I don't know where it goes, but it's like a proper train with passengers, I think. Although I didn't see any stick their heads out, so maybe it's quiet, but wherever that train's going, I want to go. Happy dog, happy train dog. His name's Thomas the Tank Engine.
In about 20 minutes, the train will be actually coming back the other direction, and they're going to Sapa.
Thank you. Come on.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The owner was trying to translate for us, but apparently there was some sort of fight happening, so like they closed a lot of the shops, so a lot of them aren't open, I think today or something. But oh my god, they're so friendly. I love it. She took videos of us, she airdropped it, and she told us to walk down this way so we can check out the section where both sides have the shops. What's crazy is 6 minutes from now, I'd be dead if I was on this track. This is a pretty cool experience.
No crossing the tracks.
We're just like 3 minutes away from the train coming back from this side, so we're gonna stay because I don't see any cops. Yeah, we found a perfect spot. And you know the train's coming because we have 2 people closing the gates right now to prevent traffic from coming. So it should be here any minute. All right, here it comes. I hear it. That was so cool. And we saw passengers. I saw the sleeper beds too.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. Let's go to Sapa next.
We're signing off for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Get ready for our next adventure in Halong Bay.